Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress. It is Saturday, so the pawn rules. Every Saturday I will show you a position where the pawn plays an important role. Let's have a look at this position. It's a composition by David Gurgenidze and it was published in 1972, the year Bobby Fischer became world champion. What position is this? White is a ton of material up, lots of pawns and also an extra rook. It's white to play and win. Is this not very easy? No, it is not, because if we look at the position we see that black has a strong checkmate threat. Rook h4 is checkmate, and it's not so easy to get out of that threat. White is threatening to promote, but if you can promote but are checkmated in the meantime, that is no good. So what can white do here to prevent the checkmate and win the game? The first move is rook a1 to a4. That's already a very nice move. It indeed stops rook h4 checkmate, but what if black just takes that rook? Well, we'll look at that in a second, but first let's look at another move. Rook f5 also is a good move, as it seems, because then we threaten rook h5 checkmate. Then rook h4 is the only move to win, and then black can play rook b5, stopping the b pawn. But of course black is a whole box of material down, so this does not work. This is an easy win for white. So after rook a4 we're taking that rook. And now what? The checkmate threat is still there and we have no more rooks to give away. Well, here the pawns come into action. The pawns rule. The only way to win for white here is to play the move b2, b4. We'll see in a minute why. Let's first look why another pawn does not work. If we play c4, that also stops the checkmate threat. But then black plays rook a5, renewing his checkmate threat on h5. He can play c5, but after rook takes c5, there's nothing he can do to stop the checkmate move. So what is then so special about b4? Why does that work? There is no rook a5 to threaten checkmate on h5. That square is taken by white's pawn. So we have to take the pawn. Rook takes b4. And now what? We're still threatening checkmate. And here it comes. We have to play c4 here. And again there is no rook b5 to go that way, because the pawn is covering the b5 square. So we have to take. And yes, you can imagine what is going to happen now. d4. You have to take e4. The pawn really rules in this composition. You have to take f4. You have to take. White has sacrificed 5 pawns to make sure he does not get checkmated. And now white has another defense. No more pawns to give away. Still this checkmate threat. But now there is the very nice move rook f1. We gave a rook away at the start of this solution and we're giving the other rook away now. Black cannot checkmate, that's against the rules of the game, because that rook is pinned. Yes, you can take the rook, but we have that pawn on b7 left. b8 queen, no more checkmates, and white will win here with his queen against the rook. It will take a while, but especially because white still has a pawn, white will win the h3 pawn, and then this pawn will go up the board. It will take a while, but it's not so difficult. If we do our best, we will be able to beat Magnus Carlsen in this endgame. That's how easily won it is for white. Quick recap of the solution. This was the starting position. It is so beautiful. Let's look at it again. Rook a4 is the only move that wins. You have to take. And then b4. You have to take. c4. Take. d4. And e4. And f4. Black has to take all those pawns. And then white sacrifices his other rook as well. Rook takes f1, b8 queen, and white wins. Wonderful. David Gurgenidze, 1972. Hope you enjoyed this second installment of the Pawn Rules. If you liked it, please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel and please leave a comment. If you like the video, if you like this series, it would be great if you could share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. This is Rick for Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.